whatever, forget. I came home. We went goose hunting, and it was one of those days. It was like it would have been a really good day to just pretty much stay out all day goose hunting, or goose hunting in the morning and just hang out at the shop and drink beer.
Yep.
Well, Bear Packer game was on in the afternoon, and I'm sure she told me like 2 months in advance, every day for 2 months. And then all of a sudden I was like,
sorry to tell you, I just pressed the record button.
What?
I got the recording on the cameras, but this did not record the whole freaking time.
Okay, so what?
So, I mean...
Hey, welcome back, everybody.
Shit! Oh, man,
hey,
okay.
You know what? We're live with Wisco here. I'm Folk Outdoors. We're going to do this again, and it seems a lot easier because, hey, I'm going to interview my dumbest cousin.
Yep, that's me. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Wisco. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of my podcast. I appreciate your patience. It has been some time since I've uploaded the podcast, but with that mistake you just saw, cost me a lot of time because I had to learn how to edit around all that, and I'm doing this all on my own, right? I got the cameras in front of me. I'm doing all the editing and the production all on my own, and it's a whole new learning curve that I'm experiencing right now. And so a quick disclaimer, if you will, and that is if you are watching, you might want to turn on the subtitles. It might help, but you're still going to be able to hear it clearly, but just in case, to make sure you get the most out of it today, if you're watching, the subtitles could help. If you're listening, you're still going to be able to hear it clearly. The audio on the mic is really what saved me, or the audio on the camera is what saved me. Luckily, it captured the entire podcast up until I, decided to switch over to the mics, or until I realized that I wasn't recording. And, I captured that moment on tape, and you'll be able to experience that in this podcast that you're about to listen to. And, I'm so glad that I caught it on tape. It's so authentic, and you can't write that up. And the mistakes that I make, I want to share just because it's authentic and it's a part of the journey. I feel like we can all relate that COVID-19 definitely affected us all and forces us to try new things or to find new passions. And when you're starting out something new, completely new, it's a learning curve that you're going to experience on your own, and you're going to make mistakes. It's a part of the journey. Those lessons that you encounter aren't losses, right? It's just going to make you stronger. So that's what I encourage, is that keep going, stay perseverant when those mistakes happen. If you're starting a new project right now, like I am, and it's all a part of the journey, and document it. Make sure that you're keeping track of those lessons so that you can teach others one day, or that you don't have to make those mistakes yet again. And so full transparency with my podcast. I want you guys to be motivated by that. And my next guest, Folk Outdoors, my oldest cousin, and he's such a great guy and I'm so glad I got to have that conversation with him. I flew up to Wisconsin, and I got to hang out with his family. He's a father of two, a loving husband, and he's working his tail off up in Wisconsin right now. And you can learn a lot from this guy. I know I do anyway. I look up to him in so many ways for his father characteristics, and he's such a free spirit and no filter, just wants to share and teach, and with that alone, I think is valuable, and I know you're going to get a lot out of it today, so thank you so much for tuning in. And I really encourage you all to go and have a conversation with somebody that you do care about, and somebody that you may have not caught up with in a long time. We all know the benefits of it. You know that feeling you get when you talk with somebody, and at the end of that conversation, you're like, I can apply all that information to my life, or it helped me, or I hope I helped that person out with whatever it is that they're going through. I definitely encourage you to go do that. Stop texting, get on the FaceTime, or go and meet with them in person if you can. And that's my message today. And for the rest of this podcast, you're going to hear me and my oldest cousin, AKA Folk Outdoors. Have a great talk, and we'll talk to you soon. Sick. What's up, everybody? It's me again, Wisco. Thank you so much for showing up and actually sitting around or just tuning in. You may not be watching, but you may just be listening, and I appreciate it so much. I'm sitting here with my oldest cousin, Jonny, and I guess I'll just say it, he's Folk Outdoors.
Folk Outdoors.
Folk Outdoors, everybody. And
self-proclaimed.
Pretty much self-made Folk Outdoors. We're just chilling up in his Folk Outdoors man cave.
It's bar, grill, lounge, auto care, child care, and home improvement center.
That's a long title.
Dude, I wear a lot of hats.
You do wear a lot of hats. Not like physical, like you wear a lot of hats.
Well, like we're just saying, I have 30 hats, but I only wear one all the time.
Oh, yeah. But you have other metaphorical hats in your life right now, man. You're a dad. You're
that's
a very high-tech mechanic as well.
Yeah, and that's huge. Like, dude, like we're talking. Okay, so I was like talking the other day. I'm like to you. I'm like, it seems like 3 months ago, we didn't have shit going on. Like it was like just, all right, you kind of just you're going through life routine. My daughter's gonna be 10. My son is 6. And all of a sudden, it was like 3 nights a week. Each kid, we got karate from Easton.
Yep.
And which you got to see that.
I was so happy to see that.
That was awesome. I'm glad you got to, actually be a part of it. Like so the kids are big. I mean, they're big in our life.
Absolutely.
This is kind of important to us.
They are your life.
Well, they are. So that they become your life, which So it's like, see, have more family. I'm in Wisconsin. Obviously, Tony's in California.
Mm-hmm.
We snap all the time. We're constantly talking. It's cool. But then to actually have somebody here and be like, okay, this was actually a slow weekend because my daughter does competition horseback riding, saddlebred horses. She has a 13-year-old gelding horse that she shows in competition.
Beautiful horse.
It's amazing, dude. Like, she's gonna be 10 years old. I mean, she's tall. She's all girl, but she controls this 1,300-pound animal. Like, he makes him do all these different things, and on commands.
Yep.
And it's one of those things where it's like you're kind of scared for your daughter,
Of course.
but everybody falls in life.
Yeah.
You fall down, you're gonna get hurt, but you get back up. And she when we went through this with the horse, she did a ride on the horse. So the trainers, when this horse was coming about to where we could acquire it, the trainers wanted her to ride it to see if there was a good fit. So like she got to ride around the stables. It's an indoor riding facility, and at one end of it they have a room. It's like a saddle room and stuff like that, and a lot of the other girls are going in and out of there. They guess they came around the corner, and the horse usually wants to like just veer off and go outside of the arena, right there. And she's like, nope, and made it go, and the trainer goes right there. Like, your daughter is ready to ride this horse. Like, she's never rode it before, and her instincts automatically said, nope.
Wow.
We're going back this way.
Wow.
And I didn't get to witness that. I was not there. But my wife, everybody, and then, it's like, I didn't have much to do with the horseback ride. She's been in it for 2 years now. I have really bad allergies, which I still do.
Mm-hmm.
And I never did when I was younger. Like, this happened my senior year of high school. I broke out in hives. And my buddy's grandma, they took me inside. I looked like crap. My eyes are swelled up. I can't breathe. And she goes, take your shirt off. I'm like, what? Take your shirt off. I take my shirt off. He goes, you're allergic to livestock. I said, I've been out here every day of my life since 6th grade, since I met your grandson. Like,
really?
And she goes, oh, it happens. You grow into it. I'm like, you're supposed to grow out of it.
Allergy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, okay, Aunt Cindy and Uncle John, like their farm, when I was a kid, I never had problems being on their farm around the cows and stuff like that.
True.
And then it's really weird how it just like affects you. And it got really bad in life. Like, I mean, I would mow the grass and just be like, I'm done for the day.
Wow.
And I tried a bunch of different things. I didn't do allergy shots. I tried them once before, but it's such a commitment, man. I mean, a couple times a week, you gotta sit there for an hour, or, they make sure you don't have a reaction,
Yeah.
And then I was like, this last time around, I broke out hives for no reason. And I started seeing a specialist, and he did an allergy panel on me, and he was like, you're allergic to a lot of stuff, but it's very little bits. Like, you don't have a severe allergy to everything. You just have a minor.
Right.
And they put me on some of these shots, And I don't know if it kicked something over. I had sinus infections. It was terrible. And then all of a sudden we stopped that because I was getting so many sinus infections. And then all of a sudden I just was taking my allergy pill, two of them a day. And now I go to the bar and stuff with her. I help her calm her horse down and whatnot. And I may get like a little itchy eye every now and then if I touch my eyes.
That's right. Usually acts it up.
But yeah, and so, being a parent, like your big thing is like, you want to support your kids. You want to be there 100%.
All day.
And it pissed me off at first because I couldn't really be a part of this. Like I saw one
because of your allergies.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I saw one of her first shows, it was we went to Milton, and it was literally like, okay, what time is she supposed to show? Like,
right.
Okay, say 1:00, and I'm in the truck, and I'm like, okay, it's 5 to 1.
Wow.
Walk in there. I sat down on the hay bill, and I watched her do one thing instead of, there was 3 of them that day, and by the time I wheezed and coughed all the way home.
Really?
Like, I mean, I was window down, 60 miles an hour down the highway, getting all the air in there and shit. And I'm like, it sucked. I mean, it was bad, but it's, the more I thought about it, like, I got to figure something out. Allergies suck. For anybody, they suck.
Of course.
But my daughter, to say, well, good luck today, honey.
Right.
That, that's not what parenting is for. You're supposed to be there. You're supposed to be like, hey, I'm going to be here no matter what. I want to be a part of this. Now, I want to be the cool guy. Like at the events and stuff, I want to be the guy handing out Gatorades and being like, hey, good job. What's your name? Good job. Hey, yeah, high fives, Like, you want to be, you want to be there for them.
Of course.
And I'm not the dad who can just sit on the sidelines, Like, I was playing sports and stuff growing up like that.
Yeah.
I'm a great coach because it's like, you give them, you may learn about what they're doing. Like, I don't know nothing about how to ride on a horse. Like, I know nothing about this, but you watch enough in practice and stuff like that, and then you're like, hold your reins up, hold your hands up, honey.
You learn some of the techniques from watching and observing through the training.
Right, it's like growing up wrestling and stuff like that. There'd be tons of parents just yelling out wrestling. Grab the leg, sweep the leg. Armbar. We can't do that. What are you talking about?
We can't do armbar.
Yeah, so you want to be there with them,
Yeah.
And little man, he's in karate, so he's just a natural born terrorist. I'm gonna say that right now. Like, the kid was put on this earth to mess shit up. I mean, he's just like, yep,
he's here to cause destruction.
When he wakes up in the morning, he's like, all right. What does Dad have that I haven't found yet? And how many pieces can I put it into?
It really is. He comes and he just has a mission of just, like you said, attacking things.
Yeah,
demolition.
It's really weird because
God, be a little there you go.
Mom always said that too. I had to take stuff apart when I was a kid to see how it was put together. Brand new something, take it apart.
Yep.
Where's the screwdriver? I know it's that one there's got stars on it. And I would take stuff apart to see how they went together, like what's inside it. But he does the exact same thing. So I love it because I'm a very good service tech. What I've learned in schooling and stuff over the 20 years, hands-on training. I learned my best from somebody who's done something for 30 years.
Yeah.
Like, that's who I want to learn from.
Of course.
Because they're gonna say, okay, well here, I want to show you something. This is gonna save you a lot of time. It's gonna save you a lot of hassle. Let's, and when you go to school, they teach you so much of something, certain things.
Yeah.
And he's one day he goes, I want to be a mechanic. I said, hell no. I said, you're gonna go to school and be an engineer. You're gonna make all the money and tell people what to do, but you're gonna know how to do it. And there, in my line of work and stuff, you see this. You see a lot of people who make way more money. They're in charge of something, and they'll go, here's how it is on paper. This we're gonna do this. And you can say, no, it won't fit. It won't work. It will. It won't. And you can go back and forth with them until you bring them all on the shop floor and say, it won't fit in there. There's a goddamn support beam. Oh, I didn't know that was there. And how's it gonna fit? Oh. Yeah, and it's like, they don't, they know what they're doing, but they don't put in that, let's go take a walk. Let's go look at what we're doing. Let's pull out the old tape measure.
Yeah.
You know, go back to the basics.
It's almost like, I guess, in a sense of street smarts for the field or through experience.
Shop smarts.
Shop smarts, there you go.
100%. Like,
having their due diligence of experiencing what you need to be prepared for.
Well, yeah, and it's just, and a lot of it is so many people are afraid to just get out of their office or get dirty or just, we're all the same. We're all people. Like,
yeah.
Okay, you might be up here on the chain. Mm-hmm. I could be down here somewhere, whatever. We'll just come out and talk to us.
Yeah.
And you know, it's the same thing with, you know.
That's so important.
Automotive, you know, all the time. The company I work for, the guys in the shop are building trucks. You know, building vans, conversions, stuff like that. And every year, and even halfway through the year, Ford, General Motors, Dodge, they'll change how things are put together. Mm. So all of a sudden you're doing something, it's, you know, you're doing it over and over again, repetition, then you get one in and it's like, what the hell is this? Like, we can't do what we gotta do. So you gotta go back through it and you talk to engineers and stuff like that and they're like, well, that doesn't make sense. Mm. It's not on there. Well, halfway through a year they change something for production or whatever it is. And
so you're saying that if they had a little bit more experience down on the floor, they would best know how to move on to the next step or adapt or evolve.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, and again, it's just, the worst thing you get is, well, that's not right. You know, you send an email or something, that's not right, that's not, well, no. I'm not just here bored out of my mind wanting to send you some bullshit email about,
right.
You know, like, seriously here. And well, nowadays everything, you gotta send emails, you gotta send them to 17 different people because it's gotta be documented and blah, blah, blah. And I didn't say this, I didn't say that. Oh, yeah, you did.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's corporate America. I left that.
Track your steps.
Yeah, my last place was corporate America. And it's just, you have people trying to justify their position by sending emails. Mm. And it's bullshit. Mm. I mean, it's just like, enough. I literally would have a guy 8 feet away from another guy sending an email. Instead of going, hey, Bob! Hey, that part's bad! Yeah! No, it won't work. It's bad. We gotta make another one. All right, tell second shift. All right, cool.
How quick was that?
Right.
like 20 seconds.
They spent more time on their computer going, okay, let's find him and oh shit.
Are they good at typing too?
How did I? No, well, not well. I'm terrible.
Right.
I'm terrible. You know,
oh, okay.
You know, the homeroom keys thing. Like that's about as far as I got in typing computer. Let's see here. I'm 38. We had shit, I don't know, Macs or whatever. I do remember one time I unplugged the computer lab.
In school?
Oh yeah. You know how back in the day they always used to tell you to like every paragraph like hit save. I don't know. I unplugged something on the wall and all of a sudden it was like and I just did the unplug it, plug it back in, and I mean
what they do.
Oh, by the time I even like went about my next motion, it was just like heads. Go to the office. What the fuck did I do? Go to the office.
Yeah, now go.
Yeah, I know. You know, same principal I talk to all the time. He's like, what? You should be in computer lab. How do you screw up? I'm like, I have no idea why I'm down here. Oh, Mr. Falk unplugged all the computers. How do you want? Okay, A, should put a sign on it. B, why are they all in one fucking outlet? You know,
y'all should have been prepared.
Yeah, right. Hey, Miss Anderson always said, you know, hit save after 30 words. Whatever her name, I don't know if it was her name. There's a Miss Anderson out there.
There's plenty of
Miss
Andersons out there.
Yeah,
oh, man.
It was...
Computer class.
Yeah, but my daughter, was like, I'm like, I can't figure something on my phone. Dad, let me see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? Oh, Grandma's got an iPhone, Guy's got an iPhone, so-and-so's got an iPhone. Can I have an iPhone? No. Who are you gonna call? Me and your mom?
At 10. I mean, people are doing that now. They're just giving their kids, I mean, you see it all the time in LA. But again, they're playing with their parents' phone. But but you do see kids with iPhones like often, and it's just interesting now with technology. And like I remember my first phone I got when I was 16.
I was 19. Think about that.
Which phone came out when you were 19?
I believe it was a Nokia. How old am I now? They're like, someone out there's Googling Nokia. What the hell is that?
We've all seen the Nokia ones. Was it like the blue screen?
No, it had buttons on the front, and it had just a little tiny screen on the front, and I think I got that phone, and I want to say like 6 months after I got that, all of a sudden there was something where we could text message.
Okay.
That like came out like, I never had them Blackberries and all that crap. I was just simple. I just want to, call my girlfriend, call my mom, say, hey, Mom, Dad, probably not going to be home by 10 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, that was just a reminder.
Yeah, well, I was 19 or whatever, but it was just like, and I was the kind of guy that always said, I don't need a cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
Had my other grandpa's mentality, like, shit, if they need me, they'll call someone and come down and get me. We're up north, like, I'll call down the neighbors, someone will come down. But then once you get it, all of a sudden, dude, it's like, speaking of that, I should probably shut this thing off. just a friendly reminder. I hate phone. I really do hate to, like, and it never fails to be doing something and
interrupts you.
Oh,
yeah.
Jess and I, we watch a movie, and she's notorious. She plays a game while watching a movie, and I'm like, look over and she's on the couch. I'm like, hey, we gonna watch? I am. I'm listening. Well,
I'm listening.
Yeah,
Yeah, are you? What'd they just say? Well, yeah, I didn't think so. But no, I hear what you're saying.
Nah, she's good at multitasking. She takes care of me and 2 other kids. So
yeah.
No, so I said 2 other kids.
2 other kids. I get it. You're just the big kid.
It's weird. I spent 13 years, man, just living at work. We were there all the time. Like I said, I walked out one day. I said, "Fuck you guys. I'm so sick and tired."
I remember that though. I remember when you were working for them, and that was the employee owned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that. And well, anything that you've done has always been, you've taken it very seriously, as that's just how you are. And so I think you transitioned well. And if you don't like something, you're just like, yeah, you cut it off.
Yeah, that was a hard thing. Okay, so that had been something that had been stewing for a while.
Yeah.
We're going on 15 years. 15 years ago I started there, so whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any kids.
Right.
I was 20-some years old. We were burned the candle at both ends, ran wild. I could go out all night long, work 12-hour days, get up and do it the next day,
Right.
And then when we had kids, and then a lot of it started after my son, when he had that kidney disease, he got put in the children's hospital for a month. Man, big shout out to the children's hospital.
Which one?
In Madison.
Okay.
Yeah, the UW Children's Hospital.
Wow.
When we got back home and stuff like that, I took off the time that he was in the hospital and stuff, because Jess and I had to do alternating days.
Yeah. Because
we never put ourselves in isolation for. They're really particular on who comes and goes because the sick kids can't get sick.
Right.
They don't want to bring anything else in. So Jess and I got to do just alternating days, and we also had Rory, so we still had to take care of our other daughter.
Right.
But it was like when we came home, I took a day off. I was home another day, and it was like I gotta get back to work. Like,
yeah.
And even work was saying, hey, take your time.
Mm.
But the backside of my brain saying, I gotta be there. I gotta get shit done. I gotta be there.
Also keep your mind busy.
Well, yeah, and that it didn't work that way for me because it was so hard because all you're doing is you're not supposed to have your phone on the shop floor, but if upper management ever knew this, everyone has their phone. you're digging it out of your pocket every 5 minutes to see if there's a message or a phone
Especially
call.
with what you were going through, of course, and I think that maybe that's why they were saying, hey, we know you're going to be going through some time. It's better that you do stay home so you can just be with your family.
Oh, yeah, and it was like, but I'm also the kind of guy that I can't be home. Like,
Can't sit around.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm antsy. Like, I got to do something constructive.
Of course, man.
And so after all that went down, I said, we sat down as a family. Kind of was like, all right, let's figure some shit out here.
Yeah.
I'm not happy. I'm not happy. the money is, it's money, and there's been so many people like, you walked away from that place for 13 years. You know what you would have had another. I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like,
you weren't happy.
No, I'm like, you're either gonna put a bullet in your fucking head one night, or you're going to you just go deal with it. And I was at the point where I'm like, no, I'm sick and tired of being pissed off and angry all the time when I'm home. Like, because you're tired, you're irritated.
Oh, so that was an after effect of working at the last place you were at?
Yeah, and it's just, it wasn't me. I mean, what I did, I was part of manufacturing. I did a bunch of shit in the company, and machining and forging and saw cutting.
Yeah.
I always wanted to be in the maintenance and the truck repair and stuff like that. That's my background. I mean, that's what I've done my whole life.
Right.
And it's just, they give you the bullshit. Run around, go get classes and schooling. And I said, I've always done this job here. We're so busy that they always had me filling in, working, extra hours. And when you're young, you take all the hours you get.
Right.
And it's like, you want to hire some kid out of Blackhawk Tech who knows absolutely nothing about the company, but he has a degree in, say, diesel mechanics.
Yep.
And then I train him on what, he needs to change oil and shit on, but you won't hire me into that part of the company. What the hell's wrong with you? And I mean, that's a whole different 5-hour saga I could go down on that. But
yeah.
And that's just it. Is before somebody got hurt, before I made a big mistake, I just walked away. I shut everything down in the building I ran and did it the good old way. Sent a text message. I don't fucking work here no more.
Well, you just got fed up, and you got to leave somehow. And maybe did you let it bottleneck too long? Did you let it linger too long?
No.
To a point.
They were jerking around with me, and that's
okay.
They do this, do that, and then you're gonna go run this machine, and it was they couldn't ever get like help in good like
Quality.
Well, I shouldn't say it was. It's just so fast paced and everything there. I mean, you're good people. They want to work, but it's like being thrown in the wolves' den. I mean, you're ate up no matter what you do. You're wrong no matter what you do for the first 5 years you work.
Yeah.
And then, so I mean, I screw it. I'm out, whatever. And I'll never forget it. My brother called or texted me for something that day, and he was asking about going up north or something. And I'm like, I don't know. I just bought a case of beer. I quit my job. And he goes later on talking. He's like, that was like the most scariest but more relieving text message I've ever had from you. Like, he's like, oh shit, are we on red alert? Hey, the cops being called yet? Did he burn something down?
So because he knew.
The whole
the
family.
stress you were going through.
Yeah, a complete asshole. Like,
wow.
I mean, I naturally like to be an asshole just because I'm straightforward. But
yeah,
it's like there's only so many times you can yell at dad, like vent and yell at dad.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's like dad's amazing. He's always been there listening. Just like
he's always been a good listener.
And it's
always
just,
been a good
but you can see on people's faces they're like, we're so fucking tired of hearing about this. Quit.
Yeah.
I can't. You know what I make for money? Well.
Ooh, but that's a crazy thing. If you're gonna talk about that, it's a big topic on why people stick to their jobs. I mean, we've all done it. I mean, I feel like in a way I've done it, and it may have found ways to justify staying with that job because of what that money can bring you. But guys like Gary Vee, I will never ever stop using that dude's.
Who's Gary Vee?
Gary Vee is he's an entrepreneur, and he is just a logical, straight up dude that will tell you what you need to know.
He's straightforward.
Straightforward. You and him will get along just great.
He don't sugarcoat shit.
No, he doesn't.
That's how
he doesn't. And his Instagram, his social media, his mini podcast on Spotify. He's the type of guy. He's the type of entrepreneur that'll still go to garage sales and flip, but he owns a $200 million like company.
Dude,
And
you put a $100 bill in your pocket.
He's the guy that's
Put
trying to buy. Yeah, exactly. It's like that hustle, that grind. Like, this is why I'm an entrepreneur. And that guy is the type of guy who will. His goal is to buy the New York Jets one day, just straight up, and be the owner. And I have a feeling that would happen. I mean,
so he's not a Packers fan.
He's not a Packers fan.
All right, well,
I hope he was rooting for them today. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, anybody watching this later, listening,
We're salty.
our Packers lost today. Poor officiating, poor coaching calls.
Nope.
There was a lot of screaming going on here in the garage today.
There was.
Some happy moments.
Some great moments.
Oh.
It was a good game.
Yes.
It was a great game, very entertaining. But still, oh man. But hey, like Gary V, I'm sure he's rooting for Tom Brady too, because Tom Brady's, going down as the greatest of all time after what he's been doing. And who knows? Some people have said it's all fake because they're trying to make
They built that team. The NFL built it. Oh yeah.
Gronk on there, Brady, and it's Tampa Bay and all that stuff. And
that's called money, guys. Money can build anything.
It's nowadays, yeah.
That's how teams are built.
And that's how the Las Vegas Knights were built, and they went to the Stanley Cup playoffs their first year.
Well, yeah, I remember that.
Okay.
Yeah, all those
stacked,
rigged,
stacked their team.
Right.
But it's like if you have the money and it works, you can't, I guess, blame them. But it is what it is.
That's anything.
Yeah.
It's anything, but when you're buying talent. When you're buying talent as a team, individual talent, you can spend all the money in the world. If the person just doesn't have it in them, they're not gonna prevail.
Yeah.
It's like you can give your kids the greatest coaches, the greatest teachers, 7 days a week, but if your kid some kids are made to start, some kids are made to fill it.
Yeah.
But again,
I think the more important thing is to know your role, because there's been, I think I just saw this third string quarterback all of a sudden just won this championship after he was on the team for a couple years, and they had this up and coming high elite potential quarterback to be a high ranked quarterback for their college, and he ended up winning the championship with it. I wish I knew the name, I wish I knew the team, but I saw it on the headlines, and that story right there is in its own. It's like you just have to keep fighting, and keep believing in yourself to do it.
And I don't mean when I say some kids just ain't cut out for, because that goes against everything I stand for with practice.
Yeah, 100%.
You get better.
Oh, you're that way with Easton when it comes to karate. You're that way with
practice. I'm just saying that
practice.
Okay, so our city here has 60-some thousand.
We're in Janesville, Wisconsin.
All right, my high school there was I don't know, 1,600 kids, and about 400 kids a grade.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, yeah.
So graduating.
Yep.
So just say you're playing football and your dad says you're the greatest quarterback I've ever seen. You go into a school with 400 people in your graduating class and say there's 10 of these guys are quarterbacks.
Who are all being told the same thing.
Yeah, and then the 3 grades above you there's 10 other quarterbacks. So the coach is going to say, son's a great quarterback. But Tommy over here is one hell of a cannon. This he's got potential, and
100%.
But that's also not saying that, okay, how competitive are you? How passionate are you? Are you going to put your ass in the gym every morning at 5 o'clock?
That's what it takes.
Do extra workouts?
That's what it takes,
when
man.
practice is over? Are you going to do an extra lap around the field? I was never that way. And it was just like, what I did in sports, and I was like, screw it. I said, I'd rather work and make money. I wanted motorcycles.
Wait, you said work and make money?
Yeah, I'd rather work and make money.
Oh, okay.
In high school, I was like,
okay, my bad.
I was looking at practices and stuff like that, and all the bullshit they were doing with, you can't drink and this and that. Fuck you guys. Right. I'm not an alcoholic. My bartender is. What the hell?
But alcoholics take classes, man. You just drunk.
Well,
Oh.
yeah.
Cheers.
Speaking of that, anyhow, but you know, it's like you just
crack one open.
Oh, can I not do that? YouTube, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's whatever.
Hey, this is podcast number 4 for him. This is his last and final podcast, probably.
If I get cut because of this, Miller Lite, please.
Miller Lite?
Miller High Life. Sorry, Miller Lite.
Well, you know,
I'd say the same company.
Yeah, it's Miller.
Miller. Okay, Miller.
Milwaukee.
Yep.
Well, that's the funny thing. The reason we're drinking this is because my 30 rack that I bought on Friday night only lasted till yesterday.
This is the champagne of beers.
Yeah. It's bubbly. Bubbly. Can we get a little bubble sound? Hey, Jamie, can we get a... That's my Joe Rogan impression, everybody. Yeah. Hey, Jamie, can we get a bubble? Yeah, right there, up there. Look on the screen. I told you I was going to do the Joe Rogan.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, hey, if Joe Rogan's listening, I absolutely love Joe Rogan. I'd love to talk to him.
He's inspired me so much to do this, having like the angles, just having like the true, authentic conversation. The reason why I've said this many times with you is the reason why I love how just the way he operates his podcast is he has no filter. He lacks judgment in anyone.
He's open-minded.
Very open-minded.
Like you can
in many ways.
You can have a completely argumenting he can be part A, you can be part B, and he'll sit there and listen to your whole
100%.
He's
done that before. He's brought
yeah.
two people that have completely different viewpoints. For instance, he brought in a vegan and then a guy who really like tore apart this vegan's article, not in a negative way, but just talked about the studies against it, and he brought them both onto it, and they had a discussion. And I'm like, wow! I mean, just to do that is very authentic as one, but two, it's just it gives people entertainment, I suppose, as well. But the way he does that with people and the way he communicates with everyone, it doesn't matter if you're a Democrat, a Republican, a Libertarian. All the different, he will talk to anyone and everyone, and that's what we need. Is just like the way he's talking with people right now is so impactful to what this day needs to bring for the people, especially with what we're going through. 2021, the crazy outcome of politics over the last 8 years.
Kids on a playground. I want to play on the seesaw. I want to play on the swings. Well, the teacher says you guys have to decide what we're playing on today. And that's what it is. I'm not a politic guy. I don't give a shit about it. They're all crooks, and that's the bottom line right there. They're all crooks. They're all fucking lawyers that whine and cry and bitch.
They have lawyers that do it for them.
But here's the that corporate America that I work for and stuff. I had one. They always send the big shots down to blow a bunch of sunshine and rainbows up your ass every month and tell you this and that.
Yeah.
But we did have one guy come in, and I don't know which the hell one it was, from corporate somewhere. He said that most people don't listen to understand. They listen to respond.
100%. So they're too busy trying to think of something to say.
Well, while you're talking, they're like, well, yes, and that's okay. So that is like the lawyer thing. Like, how am I going to counter the?
Yeah,
that's a fighter's brain right there.
Yeah, they have to. That's interesting.
You're already on the defense before the guy even gets a sentence.
That's interesting. We all act like lawyers sometimes. You know what I mean? When it comes to having to respond or having to debate, and instead of we're always competing with each other in a sense during our conversations.
Oh, that's human instinct. I mean, that's survival of the fittest.
It's true.
The weakest link.
Alpha, omega, and all that. And so, at this point, we sometimes have to slow down and realize we're not trying to overcome or beat, the person sitting next to us.
Right.
Let's how about we work together?
Yeah, I said it to you yesterday in the kitchen or whatever. I'm like, it's so stupid. Republican, Democrat. Well, I do agree on your views, but I can't ever say that because my party says we don't agree on those.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is your problem, dude? Like, if everybody on both parties all of a sudden say, no, we all agree on this. Okay, now let's pass something for that agreement.
Right.
And we'll move on to the next. We start whittling away at it.
Yeah.
And then somewhere we meet in the middle. It's, relationships. I've been married 13 years. You're telling me I have not had to, sit down with my wife and be like, fuck, you beat me. All right. Fine. You win. All right.
Good job, Justin.
What do you want me to do? You know, like, fine. We will never have family pictures on a Sunday during the Bear-Packer game ever. That was good. She did this one time, and I won't ever forget. I came home. We went goose hunting, and it was one of those days. It was like, it would have been a really good day to just pretty much stay out all day goose hunting, or goose hunt in the morning and just hang out at the shop and drink beer.
Yep.
Well, Bear-Packer game was on in the afternoon, and I'm sure she told me like 2 months in advance, every day for 2 months. And then all of a sudden I was like,
Sorry to tell you, I just pressed the fucking record button.
what?
I got the recording on the cameras, but this did not record the whole freaking time.
Okay, so what?
So, I mean...
Hey, welcome back, everybody.
Shit! Oh, man,
Hey,
okay.
you know what? We're live with Wisco here. I'm Folk Outdoors. We're going to do this again, and it seems a lot easier because, hey, I'm going to interview my dumbest cousin.
It's true. Oh, my gosh. I have to be. All right, this is what just happened. So we were just talking for the last 45 minutes, and it's the first time I've ever used this Zoom recorder, and it's my first and last mistake of ever forgetting to press the record button on this podcast. What's up, everybody? Welcome to an episode of Where's Wisco in my podcast. I'm sitting
if
here.
you can read lips, check out his 4.1 episode on YouTube, and if you can read lips, you're gonna laugh your ass off.
We can make it work. I think the camera audio can pick up some stuff, but crap, man.
Are you serious? You think that it's all just shit?
No, it's not all shit. It's just not going to be as good as this. You're not going to hear the mic. You're only going to hear camera audio.
No.
And so, and what we talked about was great. And so,
That's awesome.
God dang it, dude. What a week. Okay, so I'm in Wisconsin right now, and I'm sitting in Folk Outdoors Man Cave. What's the title of your...
Let's see. Let's try to roll this off again. It's the Game Getter Garage, Lounge, Bar, Laundromat, Child Care Center, and Home Improvement Place. Yes, I wear many hats, but only one.
But only one.
Snap-on Tools, made in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Big shout out to my friends
I
at
had
Snap-on.
no idea that was true either.
Yeah.
That Snap-on was made in Wisconsin, which is
They
cool.
are worth their weight in gold, and trust me, they cost as much as gold. But that guy comes into our shop every Monday with his big old truck with all them tools on it. If I break it, bend it, smash it, grind it down, cut it in half, he goes, did a good number on that one. Here's a new one.
Oh,
Lifetime warranty.
nice guy.
No, they're lifetime warranty.
Oh, so great company.
Yeah, and they're very, very high quality tools.
Snap-on.
Yeah, I have probably close to $15,000 in tools in my box.
Oh, I believe it. But with a lifetime warranty, so
Yeah.
it's like...
Yeah, and that's, but that's 20 years of doing this shit. I mean...
As a mechanic and
Service tech.
service tech.
Yeah, it's not a 10-minute Jiffy Lube, and I'm not a grease monkey. I remind customers that all the time.
Service tech. But you started as one, as a mechanic, and moved your way up.
No.
Or I guess being a mechanic
It's
is...
just a vague.
Yeah, very, like, in my perspective as a mechanic, it's like someone who really knows how to work with their hands and who's patient, especially when it comes to motors, engines,
Oh,
all that.
there's no patience involved. I mean, I'm throwing wrenches and
Oh.
hitting shit because sometimes things don't come apart like the book says they're supposed to.
So you just gotta sometimes...
You know what a hot wrench is? No.
Oh, no.
A settling torch. You heat that son of a bitch red hot and you hit it with a big enough hammer, it's coming apart.
Oh, my God.
Or you just cut it up. Cut it out.
Hot wrench.
Then we call it the hot wrench. It's, it can be your favorite tool in the shop.
That's hilarious.
I deal with a lot of bigger equipment, dump trucks, Western trained snowplow technician, Western Snowplows, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Another shout out.
Woo.
Yeah. So my company is the Southern Wisconsin dealer for Western Snowplows, and great company, great owner. He sent me to the training, the school, and school's a really good school. But I mean, your hands-on training. I mean, when we're busy and it snows, I might work on 8 trucks a day.
Wow.
I mean, and it's funny because, a lot of it can be just something super simple. Once you know how to diagnose and once you understand them.
Of course.
Like at the end of the day, I pretty much have all the hydraulic schemes and all the electrical schematics like in my head. Like,
Yeah.
For the different, they're kind of categorized on mid-weight, heavyweight, lightweight plows. They're
Yep.
whatever. But some days the guy comes in, it's this, that, and it's like, okay, do a quick test, boom, it's this harness. Take it out, plug it in, boom. And they want to go because they're making money plowing. That's what they do.
100%. They want to get in, get out like a pit stop.
Yeah.
That's why you like NASCAR.
Oh, well, my cousin Shane, I got a big shout out to him.
Shane who?
Shane Pipla. He's the front tire changer for Kevin Harvick.
Really?
Yep, number 4. So.
Kevin Harvick. All right.
Yeah, so.
All right.
Well,
that's cool.
So he married my cousin Amy.
Okay.
And her dad.
Have I met her?
Yes.
I met her at.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my mom, Paula, that's her niece.
Okay. Yes.
That's my Uncle Everett's daughter.
We have such a big family too.
Yeah. Well, we do. I mean, it's crazy. But so my Uncle Everett owned a shop, and this man here is where like I learned so much, and it's not just the aspect of working on stuff. Never once in my life have I ever seen clutter in his shop. Everything has a place. Everything goes here.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It is.
It's so zen.
Wash the floor.
Just
clean it up, because this is what makes him money. You need a funnel. The funnel's right here. You need, your toolbox, your wrenches. And that's the other thing too, is like a lot of guys, man, like, no, these things are way too expensive to leave in a truck or can't find it. Like
just to leave out.
Yeah, everything. Oh yeah, I like lock and key. Like I said earlier, I don't know if that was on the first part that we missed, but I mean, I got $15,000 in tools
with a lifetime warranty though, because of Snap-on.
Yeah.
And which is $15,000 worth of tools that will last a lifetime.
Well, and that's like heat it, bend it, break it, cut it. What the guy? He just what did you do? He doesn't care. I mean, you get a new one.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Snap-on rep.
Yeah, Kyle. And that's one of those things. It's like it's every Monday. So, and if he's gone, if he's going to be gone, he says, "Hey, I'm going to be gone."
I need to get some of those tools. I don't even have a drill at my house, man.
Yeah, and that, you know what, if you don't beat on them and bang on them and use them for professional use, go to your local Harbor Freight or your Menards or Farm and Fleet or Home Depot.
Which brands would you recommend? Besides Snap-on, of course, Snap-on.
Yeah, well, you got your DeWalt's and stuff like that. I mean, that's pretty popular at a lot of stores.
Yep.
A lot of the house
what about
brands.
Milwaukee.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Milwaukee. Okay. That's Milwaukee. Come on.
I beat them up, break them, whatever.
Okay.
I mean, you're hard on stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you take something that says it can do this, and you're like, yeah, you can do that. It's just a little bit more.
What else it can do?
Yeah. And it's like, well, whatever. If it breaks, it breaks. And that's the thing too. Is, I mean, you spend good money, you get good quality tools.
You get what you pay for.
But here's the thing: nothing does last forever, and they can't warranty like a drill for a lifetime because it's just asinine. You're gonna wear out.
It's gonna break.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you spend $500 on a drill, okay, I spent $500 on a drill, and it lasted me 3 years.
But you'll never have to pay for it again.
No. Well, no, even like drills and stuff, they're warranted, but their warranty's a little different because they are electrical, But I'm seeing like a Milwaukee drill. It was like $500 for my drill. It came with 2 batteries, charger, whatnot. It's the heavier duty batteries, whatnot. If I get 3 years off it so I leased it for $125 a year.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I'll go buy a new one.
Yep.
And within 3 years, 4 years, there's gonna be something better out anyways.
True. Oh, true. Okay. So that makes sense. Of course.
And a lot of times the batteries don't change. I mean, now with the lithiums and stuff, back in the day, I remember my dad had this Makita, and it had a handle.
My dad is a Makita fanatic.
It was like so long, and the battery was slid into the bottom.
Yeah. And like a
like a 30-round mag clip. All right, let's screw some shit to the wall.
Cool. Loading that battery in, ready to drill some stuff.
But they were terrible. Like if you want to hang a mirror on the wall,
sure.
Yeah. But if you're under a wheel well and you got to drill a hole, pilot hole for something, he's like, it don't fit in here. And everything's more compact now. But again, everything's made overseas, and it's just like you're gonna get a lemon. 1 out of 50. One out of these are statistics I'm making up. But,
Right.
you know, it's like you're gonna get that limit. I bought what the hell? We have Harbor Freight in town here, so I mean, it's a tool store. I mean, they sell cheap tools.
Yep.
They're all Chinese, Taiwan tools, whatever. Everybody I know buys stuff from there. I bought a brand new drill from there. In a year and a half, I went through 3 drills, and then I said, all right, and then they just kept returning them. You know, it was they were warranted, they were within the warranty, you know, so I even bought the extended warranty on it, whatever. And so I said, all right, I got my 4th drill or whatever the hell it was, and I brought it home, and I went and bought it in Milwaukee. Because I'm like, it's a good drill. I love it. You know, the chargers, the batteries are good. I'm not knocking the brand, but it was just not made for industrial use.
Makitas.
No, this was Hercules is what it's called. So it's like
I've never even heard of that.
It's a knockoff Makita. It looks just like a Makita.
Oh, really? It's called a Hercules.
Hercules, and it's sold by Harbor Freight.
Okay.
And I mean, they got a lot of good stuff, but the guy who is, you know, I mean, I'll drill through 3/4 inch plate steel sometimes. You know, and it's like. Okay. You know, and
with your job.
Yeah, there'll be a 3/8 or 1/2 inch drill bit.
Got it.
You know, I got the heavy air drill and stuff, but it's so slow. And then screw it, throw the electric drill in there. And then one day I was drilling, the son of a bitch caught on fire and started burning and smoking. And the guy next to me goes, well, what number is that? I said 3.
I'm gonna go return it tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I did. And that's what it was too. I was laughing about it. The first one I burned up, I was pissed off because I didn't even, the chuck broke on it. So the part you put the drill bit in.
Yep.
I didn't get a week out of it, and I couldn't get the drill bit out of it. It wouldn't unlock. I had it in the vise. I'm hitting it with a hammer. I mean, I'm like, take it. So I took it back, and the lady's like, do you want your drill bit? I said, if you can get the drill bit out of there, sure. She looked at it and goes,
take out a hot wrench?
No. Yeah, you're paying attention, bro. No, well,
What's a hot wrench again?
Yeah, the selling torch, oxygen selling torch.
This sucker's coming out.
I was going to say, it's not Breaking Bad. It was Sons of Anarchy. You ever seen that?
Oh, a couple episodes,
You know, motorcycle gang plug. So,
Yep.
The one guy was kicked out of the motorcycle club. Mm-hmm. They're not gangs for people out there. They're MC clubs. Okay, motorcycle clubs.
Okay,
they're not gangs. I ride Harley. You know, you've seen my bike and everything else, and they're not gangs. And that's, you want to piss somebody off, call it a gang. There's a motorcycle club. What they do within their club is their own right and their own business. Leave them alone.
Well, what people don't like about it is when certain motorcycle clubs cross the line, and then or thus puts a blanket over a lot of motorcyclists.
Well, there's people who rob liquor stores.
But
so is everybody who drinks?
But no. Gotta give me a better one than that.
Well, think about it.
But
no, I know what you're
saying. And I agree. No, I know, like
the gang thing is the old 60s, 70s, like, you know, the old chopper look, you know, and don't get me wrong. I mean, I know a lot of guys that are in MC clubs and wives, kids. They're great. They're the best people.
Oh, I love them.
What it is it's just like being in some kind of a group. Like, you know, a fantasy football league, or you're like dedicated to this.
Yep.
And anyhow,
it's your lifestyle.
Yeah. So I never got into the show because it is really cheesy. Like
for Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, they all wear their helmets, you know, and like here in Wisconsin, we don't have to wear helmets.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we don't. I mean, there's people who wear helmets, but why wear one? So. Yeah, but it's funny. Like they'll pull up somewhere on the show, take their helmet off, and put their sunglasses on to kick some ass. It's like there's nobody who takes the time. Like, all right, time out, guys. We're gonna stretch out. We're gonna put our sunglasses on.
The sunglasses got to come on for.
Yep, and then we're gonna start swinging.
But wouldn't you want to take the sunglasses off?
It's just
no. Sunglasses got to come on. It's all about the look, guys.
Dude, and that's that's Hollywood producers, you know, trying to portray
make it look good.
Yeah, but I started trying to watch it. Like, all right, maybe I can get into this. I think this was one. Well, I'm way behind time. The show's been out forever. I don't know if it's on there anymore. But like Netflix, you know, it was a winner, and we were just just hanging out, and I'm like, well,
Yeah.
let's go down the Netflix rabbit hole here. Let's find something to binge watch for the next 48 hours. And then like,
You see the leather vest, and you're like, oh,
well, no, I've seen it. I've heard about it.
oh, okay.
But the one episode, they take this oxygen acetylene torch, and the guy was kicked out of the club. Well, he had so motorcycle clubs will have a 3-piece patch. It's the top, the middle, and the bottom.
Okay.
And so he had that tattooed on his back. So when he got kicked out of the club, they told him he had to get that removed.
What was his name? Jax?
No, Jax is like the main. That was the main star. That was Peggy's son from. Okay, she probably don't even remember that. What the hell was it? God. Married with Children.
Yeah, no.
Oh God, that was the 80s.
Okay.
Yeah, you were.
I'm a 91.
Yeah, you weren't even born. I remember when you're born. Hey. But yeah, so anyhow, this guy gets kicked out, and then they light this because they asked him the knife for the fire, and they had him pinned down like in a shop, and he's like, the fire. They light this torch up, and they burn it off his back, And I was like, oh, you could just. They don't actually like show him melting the skin or anything.
Of course, but
it's like, oh man, how.
That would suck.
Oh yeah, but that was like they're like we told you to get rid of this. You're out. This is our patch, and you have it tattooed, and it's like, and that's the hot torch, the big old acetylene torch, just big old flame on it, and
that'd be one way to go out.
oh, the guy lived,
Well, too.
just didn't show up anymore to meetings.
He's like, okay, I guess I'm not a part of this club no more.
They don't play nice.
But no, just being in the, I guess what you work. Well, as a service technician, you have your own. You're working in a garage, but also it's a shop.
It's a shop. There's there's I think 9 bays, and they're like I can put 3 vehicles in my bay. So service bay is all the way on the end, and I pretty much have a full bay. Everybody else will have like one bay here, and then on the other side of the building there'll be another bay. So there's garage doors on both sides.
Got it.
But I'll have the service bay is pretty much set up so I can have the whole bay because I'll end up working on big dump trailers and stuff like that. So you're talking 40 foot, 50. I need the whole room.
Yep.
And a lot of times they'll put somebody in front of my bay to work on something just because we're so busy.
Because you're fixing plows right now.
Well, I fix anything that comes through right now.
Okay,
I still
busy
could work
time
on a
right
dump
now
truck.
Oh, okay.
Because it means guys still have dump trucks running. There's still sand and gravel companies, doing stuff. But mainly right now everything's been plows, warranty work. Something we installed last year that say the door hinge just isn't working right. They need it adjusted. So bring it
fix.
Yeah, I mean that's it. And I can't say I can't do this the building. I mean I built the trucks and vans and stuff. I helped out in service, and then they approached me and said, hey, would you like to become the service tech?
Yeah.
Like the other guy, he kind of wanted to get out of it, or wasn't his thing. I don't know what the deal was, but they had saw what I worked on and this and that, and then they're just like, yeah, you're a detail. You can change out a pump on a plow, and then when you go to take it out, you're like, oh wow, it's really shitty and dirty inside there. How about I clean everything out, suck it out, flush it out, and then
go the extra mile.
Well, no, it's just the right way to do it.
Touche. Yeah, 100%.
It's not the extra mile. I don't care if people are waiting in line. You don't take something brand new and put it into shit.
Into a dirty environment. Yeah.
Right, because it's a pump. It's just 2 little gears that spin inside at a high rate, and it creates pressure.
Right.
Well, if you got a bunch of crap in there, that crap is what killed the pump in the first place.
Got it.
So, for the guy to wait an extra 20 minutes, I just saved him another $400 for the next time.
Yeah.
It won't go out.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff, is,
That's just doing the job right. And some people, I guess that's a humbling thing to say here is that, no, it's not just going the extra mile, it's just doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like, I don't know if it was on the first part that no one heard or whatnot, but you're talking about your buddy who is just very straightforward, doesn't sugarcoat anything.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm with things. It's like, I don't want to half-ass it. And then there's a lot of customers like, I don't care, just get it patched together. I don't put a Band-Aid on a broken leg. my name, our company's name's on it. So you know it's going to break again, and you're going to bitch to everybody that you just had it in there and broke again.
Yep.
Yet you're the one who said, I don't want this certain thing fixed, or I don't want to spend the money or time on it. And we're saying, okay, but we can't guarantee it's going to keep going.
Right.
You know, and we know with our services and stuff that we do, it's a set rate for like just an annual service. And I've gotten it down to where when I do a service, there's so much other things that I end up integrating in with the service because I see things that wear and things that go loose and trouble spots to look for.
Yep.
So it just comes down to where and again, like with my uncle and having everything organized, everything I have, all the extra hoses to bleed stuff out and pump things out and clean things, they're all hanging up.
Yeah.
And it's all real at my disposal. So, and it's, get my tools I need, lay them out, go through it.
Yep.
And then, so you're not just getting, your oil changed on your plow and, the battery terminals cleaned. All of a sudden I'm tightening this, I'm fixing that. And, for me, taking a couple extra minutes to tighten up a crucial bolt or assembly point, it's huge.
Yeah.
Because you're talking a couple minutes versus a $500 fix. One part that I fix on, I tighten up all the time. It could be $500 just because it's it's the price of the part and then like an hour's labor.
Right.
So what I'm doing, like, I don't want anybody to walk out of the shop unhappy.
Of course.
Like, it's my name on it too. I hate sitting at a bar and somebody like, oh yeah, I took our stuff there one time. Those idiots. Well, I wasn't working there then. That's my rebuttal.
Right.
It's like, bring it back. If you have something wrong with something, especially if it's under warranty, don't try to fix it.
Yep.
Don't.
Yeah, you own what you do though, and that's the important thing. Is like you have a responsibility, and you see it to the end.
Yeah, I take pride in what I do, and
there it is.
I do, and it's like it doesn't matter if I'm having a bad day or not.
Yep.
This is your equipment that I'm working on.
Yep.
And trust me, there's some bad days too, and I get some jobs that come in, and you're just like shit.
But you're happier at this location.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The whole life thing. I mean, it's like, I can go into work any time from 5 o'clock in the morning to, usually I'm there by 6.
Yeah.
But, if I'm busy with service and I got like stuff on my schedule that if I get it done, well, I might work 8 hours. Might work 9 hours. But if I'm busy, I'll be there till 4:30 at night, from 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the morning to 4:30 at night.
Yep.
Till we close.
Okay.
It's just, I like that flexibility too. But they know I got kids, and the owner is super awesome about this. He said, he goes, I will be more upset with you if you miss out on something your kids are doing, like a sing or whatever, than
amazing.
If you say, shit, I forgot, tomorrow my kid's got to sing. He goes, we'll find a way to work around the schedule. You need to leave for 2 hours, go see your family. Right. And that's, that's the way he was when he was a salesman at our company before he bought it. Okay. So he grew up, was groomed into it.
Did he work as a service technician?
No, he was one of the sales guys. Okay. So he started doing sales in the company, and he really turned the company into something amazing, a lot bigger.
He was more personable, yeah.
Oh, dude, the guy's.
That's so cool.
Yeah, my owner Brian, he's an amazing guy. Like every time, he likes to go out. He likes to have a good time. He enjoys life.
That's good.
Like he really is genuinely a guy who likes to have fun.
Yep.
And you see him out, and he's like, hey, get him a beer.
Yep.
If my wife's, get them a beer.
That's awesome.
And he's always like, come sit at our table.
That's awesome. And it's so good to hear people like that because I guess your work environment is so key to how your happiness level is. And,
yes.
Like you were saying at your old job, previous to that, it's like you weren't happy and people could see it. And it was affecting how your life was after work. But one of the key things that was keeping you there, was like the money. It was good money. But,
it was.
But it didn't outweigh the happiness.
Right.
Right? And I don't mean to tell your story, but that was, that fits.
No, that's 100% too, and it's like you can make so much money, and like, I was very fortunate. My father-in-law, he worked there 23 years.
Okay.
I did 13.
Oh wow.
So,
at your previous.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and that was that was one of them things there. He was always like, hang in there, hang in there.
Yep.
Because with it being the employee ownership and stuff, the end game was just like, it's phenomenal.
Okay.
And I knew where I was at and stuff, and I'm just like, I don't need any more of this shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what, the money that, since I was 100% invested in the company.
Yep.
So my money that I had was already mine. They can't take it away. But that's why everyone was saying, is like, you got 13 years in, like, every year you get another stock increase. Every year you're going to make some, like, I don't care. And even my closest friends that I, worked with, like, so a lot of, we were all in our 20s. A lot of us were in our 20s when we first started.
Okay.
So we went through the first child, each of us having our first child, birthdays and just the whole late Wednesday nights or, like we grew up together.
Okay.
And, there's like 3 guys that I still talk to all the time. And they were just like, hey, I heard you walked out. Yeah. And they're like, wow, we thought you were going to kill somebody before you left. I mean, like they were like,
wow.
Like it wasn't like a surprise that you left. Like, holy shit, what are you doing? They're just like, good for you.
Wow.
Straight up, like, good for you. Like,
yep.
And I talk to them guys all the time, and I'm just like, yeah, how's it, oh yeah, well, it's going, I'm just in for the end game, blah, blah. And like, well, oh yeah, we're like 50, 55 hours a week. I'm like, man, it's like, I mean, I do it now. And I do side jobs in the summertime, I help a buddy roof and side houses and stuff. It's cash money. It's good money.
Yeah.
Whatever, but I'm choosing to do it.
100%. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like me sitting around being antsy. I'm like, all right, well, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. Hey, I'm going to go rough a house with Butch. It's just, it's like, okay, at 6 o'clock, I got a coffee pot going. Let's do something.
Why not? Yep.
I got all night to sit around in my garage here and drink beer and watch TV. I mean, but that's slowing down too because like the kids, it's like, the opportunities to be able to do side jobs and stuff like we were talking earlier, which I'm so confused now because we did 40 minutes of a podcast that
I know, and I appreciate you even continuing to sit down.
Hey, speaking of that, it is 77 degrees in my garage right now because I was an idiot and put more wood on the wood stove. I'm gonna open a window.
Do that. We're gonna take a short break, everyone.
Just keep talking, Tony. I can still hear you. Well, I don't feel like I'm in a can.
No.
I'm going to the fridge naturally.
No, and one of the things also too, Johnny, thank you so much for, I feel like it's important to say thank you for obviously having me here. It's just a good break, a good time to just get away, come see the family. I think that's really important for me is that, during these tough times, it's 2021 right now and I haven't seen the family yet. My mom has no idea that I'm even here.
So don't anybody tell her.
So don't anyone tell her, even though this podcast will be posted after I surprise that, but it'll be after I surprise her and my dad. It's really exciting. My cousin and his wife and kids are helping me. Oh, and also my aunt, my other cousin. They know that I'm up in Wisconsin right now, and I'm about to be surprising my mom and dad in a couple days. I flew in from LA to Chicago. Oh!
Sound of Wisconsin.
You betcha. Sound of Miller High Life. Made in Wisconsin. And
this podcast is brought to you by the good people at Miller Brewing Co. Remember, drink the champagne of beers, Miller High Life.
It's bubbly.
It's bubbly. Yeah, that's you won't have that on the sound effects of bubbles.
Bubbles.
Oh, I heard my joke. Jamie, can we get some like
bubble sound effect? Jamie. Can you look that up?
Again, I love Joe Rogan, man.
Love Joe Rogan.
I don't know if I'm so confused in what we're talking about, but
hey, Joe Rogan is a big inspiration of why I started this podcast, and for me, I just wanted to be able to travel with my podcast. That's why I'm so blessed and fortunate to be able to sit here with my cousin in his environment. It's so like you see the bows.
We're like shenanigans. We got a white picket fence out front and a bunch of crazy shit on the walls.
No white picket fence, though. That is a lie, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I did piss off the neighbors, and they put a fence all the way down in between our...
Oh, so there is a white picket fence.
No, it's not a picket fence. I don't know what the hell it is.
It's a fence.
It's poly. It's that new shit you don't have to paint, whatnot. I don't know. A buddy of mine puts them in, but Yeah, they put a fence all the way down in between our house and their house. And I said, I laughed my ass off. I said, you dumb shits, have fun snow blowing your driveway. You got a foot on the other side of your driveway of grass. That's all you got. You have no place to put your snow because the house is on one side. And every time it snows, I laugh my ass off because they're asshole deep in snow and they have no place to put it. And I bring a plow truck from home, push my driveway out, and then sit here and drink beer and watch them struggle.
Oh, is that good entertainment?
Oh, it's hilarious.
So it's great entertainment.
They piss me off. I piss them off. So,
A good relationship.
yeah, you know what? Some people just can't take a joke.
Yeah.
People are sensitive. I'm going to say this, and I know there's people out there that are going to get offended by everything I have to say right now. But fuck you if you can't take a joke. Listen, don't be too serious. Calm down. Stop being a Karen. Like the lady who calls the cops on us back here for having hot tub parties at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yep. Oh, yeah, true.
Wife's birthday party, go to the shut down the bar, 2:30, come back here. Oh, yeah. 7 pie eyes jump in a hot tub. She's screaming out her back window, I'm calling the cops. I can't go to sleep. Shut up. My buddy Corey's going, go back inside, you bitch. I go, shit. We're sitting there and, here.
Only a matter of time.
Oh, yeah. I heard him coming around the corner. Not one, not two, but three police officers.
No way.
No, honest to God, we're sitting we're sitting there being quiet, like, all right, shit, fuck, here I come. We're in between, I don't know. I think the youngest one was like 26.
Yep.
And 40. So this is not a teenage party, whatever.
It's an adult group.
Yeah. And they, of course, we're all drinking beers and stuff in the hot tub. Cop comes walking up there. I have a pretty long driveway, and my garage and my house, the way they're set, the garage is back behind the house, and the hot tub's in between the garage and the house, off the patio. And I'm sitting there while it was just waiting. Here comes the cop walking up the driveway, and I go, oh, hey there. He's like, we got a noise disturbance? And I go, we don't have a fucking radio on. He's like, it is 3 o'clock in the morning, though. I said, could you hear us? He's like, no. And then a second cop comes walking up the driveway. Cop, officer number 1 goes, do you guys have any ID? And the cop behind him goes, are you fucking kidding me? We're all in a hot tub wearing swimsuits. Like, yeah, hold on a second. Wait a minute. Honey, you got your purse in here? So my wife right away, she's like, hold on a second. She goes to jump. He's like, ma'am, you don't have to get out of the hot tub. She jumps out. She has her purse in the garage. And I go to I have to go 4-3. I rattle off my driver's license number, and everybody just, how the hell do you know that? I'm like, do you know how many times you got to put your driver's license down on shit?
That's true.
And I'm just like, I told him, I'm like, yeah, those last 2 numbers might be screwed up. I get them backwards. Probably dyslexia. and so I got the first cop sitting there just in shock. The second cop's like, we are wasting our time here.
Yeah.
Third cop comes walking up the driveway. I'm like, you guys, I mean, there's seriously like bad crimes that go on. I mean, you guys have nothing better to do. And then he goes, well, it is 3 o'clock in the morning.
They literally had nothing better to do.
What? No shit. That's why they sent 3 officers to our. I think she cally 911 instead of non-emergency.
Oh.
And she's a crazy Karen. I mean, that's just screaming.
That's how it is.
And she's like, everybody in the hot tub was just dial up. She goes, I've had enough. I've put up with drums, guitars, and parties. And we're like, what? I mean, this is like, there was no shots across the bow first. She just screamed that out her back door first. And we're like, what the I'm calling the guy. And that's when Corey's like, whatever. He's like, shut up, you bitch. I'm like, oh, here we go.
It's going to happen in a matter of time.
But, I mean, 25 years ago or whatever, we've been like, shit. And then they did the old duck, duck, goose thing, where 2 of the cops leave and the 1 cop sits down here and waits for, like one of these guys and their girlfriends are gonna jump in their truck and drive home now. Like, right. we're gonna catch him drinking, driving.
Oh, back in the day, yep.
Well, that's what they did, and we're all just sitting there like, this is stupid. Like, yeah, and by this time now we're like at 4 o'clock in the morning by now, and I'm like, oh man, I've been drinking for like 12 hours. I'm not gonna sit up and babysit the cops anymore. I mean, I've played this game when I was younger. I'm like, everybody, you guys go home, stay here. I don't care. I'm going to bed. And it was just, the next morning I woke up and I'm like, ah, shit, the cops were here last night. Yeah. Yeah, I found a pair of boxers on the back of my wife's Equinox. Thanks, Corey. How do you go home without your boxers? They were wet. I was swimming in them. I said, oh, okay. Jess laughed her ass. She took a snap of it, put it on her Snapchat. She's like, thanks, Corey. We knew right away. I mean, I don't think those were Jeremy's. I think those were Corey's. Because Jeremy was just like, I'm wet. I'm going home. His girlfriend, driver, or whatever. I'm like, yeah, those are definitely got to be Corey's.
I mean, and at the end of it, like you were saying, that Karen, people need to take a joke or just, I don't know, not be so serious and sensitive like you said.
Well, and I've been here 16 years at this house, 15 years, something like that. And so we're at the end of a block. So we don't have anyone directly in our backyard.
Right.
So it's this side and that side. Well, 3 houses down is another family, and their kids are all, I think the young, they're in their 20s now. Mm-hmm. So they raised their family in that house, and they've always had big block parties, and their kids have always. And I've sat here in the garage. I'm like, where the hell's that noise coming from? I go out there, you can see the backyard and all the kids and shit. And they're great neighbors. Like, we talk all the time. And, they have grandkids now, so our kids are always wanting to see if their grandkids are out there. And it's like nobody's ever bothered them. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then all of a sudden one day it's like, why are you yelling at me? You
They
at
just
least
flip the switch.
Yeah, like you could just come over here tomorrow and be like, hey, I can't sleep at night because somebody's playing drums or playing guitar or your hot tub parties. And I'm like, they're not parties, That's what I'm thinking.
4 people hanging out.
Yeah, we're just sitting here drinking beer, bullshitting after we close down a bar.
Right.
And it's snowing. I mean,
that's what you do.
Yeah, that's what we do. Wisconsin check. Wisconsin.
No, it's I guess that is that's annoying. It's just like those, but like you said, the important thing is if you have an issue, just communicate.
Talk to me, man.
Just talk to you.
I mean, I can't help it that my friends will be like, "Fuck you," what I mean?
But they're your friends.
They're my friends, and I'll be like, "Shh, knock it off." But at least you could always be like, "Hey, and it's not an every night occurrence. It was my wife's birthday. The last time we had people here at 3 o'clock in the morning was probably a year ago.
Right.
I mean, it's like I don't want to see 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting old, and I'll drink from noon to 3 o'clock in the morning. Mm. So it's like that's a lot of Miller Lights. Usually I drink Miller Lights. I ran out of my 30 rack I bought.
I helped you with that
on Friday. Didn't last.
Speaking of help, let me take that one.
Okay. And this is my father-in-law's beer. He's remodeling his house, so he bought a case of beer, thinking he was going to take it to Thanksgiving or whatever. And we, one of the aunts got COVID, or one of the kids, something happened with COVID or some shit like that. Of course, do it. Wisconsin.
Bubbles.
The bubbles. The boot. The bubbles.
The boot.
The boot. That's a Beer Fest reference for all you Karens out there. Well, I probably just yelled really loud on that one.
Oh, they're probably going to complain about it too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, Karen, I'll buy you a beer. Come on over.
We'll buy you a couple beers. Miller's not too expensive.
What's that supposed to mean? He stared at me like, what the hell did I just say wrong, bro?
This is really good beer, bro.
I drink the light beer because when you drink 20 of them a day, you tend to gain weight, and I'm getting old and fat in my day, so.
You should start karate with your kid.
I would, but man.
That would be hilarious to see you and Easton in a gi at karate class.
The same gi? Like, he's my mini-me. Like, you know how many times, like, okay, so my son looks identical to me. God bless him.
If you're listening, just think of a red, a ginger with a ginger goatee, and...
Well, they can see me.
Well, I know,
if you're listening, that's right.
If you're listening in, just go take a look at the YouTube video, and you'll see what my oldest cousin looks like. We kind of got similar characteristics. This is red every now and then, my beard. but it's kind of not like yours.
Are you on the spectrum?
Spectrum?
Yeah. The spectrum. Like, do you have a little thing going on here? I mean, that's not red at all.
No. Oh. So, yeah, sometimes it is. It's just dark in here.
Oh, you have. So there's a funny story here. So the genius here messed up on 40 minutes of our podcast to start with.
Yes.
No sound. And then prior to this,
I just didn't press the record button on the audio side.
2 weeks ago, he was going to fly in to see his favorite cousin. That Friday, he goes to the airport and they tell him he screwed up. He had a flight date for the 29th. So,
what day was it? Not 3 weeks prior.
I don't know what the hell it was, but he's like, bro, there it is again. Bro, hey, okay, this is a text message I'm reading, but I can sense the urgency and the excitement. Bro, I screwed up on my flight, and I'm at work, and it's on top of my toolbox, and so I look at it, and I'm like, okay. Like, usually somebody says something like, you're going to get a response back. Nothing. Like, a half hour goes by. Nothing. I'm like, so what are you going to do? He's like, dude, oh, man, it was, I messed up. My return home date got to be my fly out date. Okay. LOL. See, I'm getting good with this stuff. LOL. What are you going to do? I don't care. Okay. So you're in California, I'm in Wisconsin. Okay, son, what do you want me to do? Do you want to come pick you up? And he was afraid because he thought I had that Monday off at work, as we talked about taking a Monday off. And then I had to remind him when I was up front in the office doing some shit, and then I'm like, I bet he thinks he got Monday off. I had to remind him that he had to give me a week's notice so I could get a Monday off, and he gave me like a 48-hour notice.
Good timing.
Yeah. So then I ran back to my tool because he's trying to get like a midnight flight out and shit like that.
Just something.
Yeah, and then I'm like, oh, shit, I hope he doesn't book nothing. And I'm like, hey, don't worry about it. No, I actually called you then at work. I'm like,
dude, I don't got Monday off.
No, dude, this is fine, man. We can.
Don't worry about it, because I was sweating bullets because I was really excited to fly up on the 15th of this month, or was it the 15th or was it? Yeah.
It was last week.
It was last week, and I was excited. I told Jonny that I was coming up, I think on that Wednesday or something, and Friday comes along. I get to the airport, ready to go. Rocky, all the gear, all my, I had 2 bags and everything. Show up to the counter, I'm like, hey, showing up, my flight's at 12:06. It's 11:15. I was like, yep. He's like, you need to be here a lot sooner than that if you're checking bags. I'm like, well, let's see if we can make it. And he looks...
You really got to be that early?
Well, because they have to pack the plane before...
I believe this or not, Folk Outdoors has never been on an airplane. I've never flown.
Oh, we're changing that. We're changing that real soon.
My wife thinks I'm afraid to fly, and I'm just like...
She does think you're afraid to fly.
I know she does.
Are you afraid to fly?
No, I have no intentions of going anywhere.
Are you secretly afraid to fly?
No, I'm not, Jamie. Joe Rogan. No, I've never... Okay, I hunt, I fish, I used to snowmobile all the time.
You're ready to fly.
I ride a motorcycle. I stay in my bubble.
You do the 4-wheelers, yep. Yeah, no, yeah.
All right, so yeah, go on.
So I'm at the counter, and I got Rocky sitting... and I'm ready to go. And the guy's looking through the computer, and he looks at me. He was so nice about it too, actually. And he goes, "I think someone made a mistake on your flight when they booked it."
I get to see you drop jaw like.
I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, your flight's not for the not until the 29th. And I'm like, today's the 15th. I booked a flight for today. I was wondering why I didn't get any check-in now notification or...
Bro, I fucked up. I don't know if you sent me that on Snapchat or if you sent me that through text message, but it's like the greatest text message ever to get when one of your cousins or buddies is not like in jail. It's like, you're like, dude, I fucked up.
He's like, oh, what happened? I'm like, no, I booked the wrong day for my flight. And so I ended up having to stay one more weekend, which was perfect because I got a lot of work done. And I booked my flight for the following Friday. Ergo, I'm here now. It is the 24th, and I flew in on the 22nd. And I was excited to shoot my podcast with my cousin here, Jonny. And we pressed record, got everything set up. Well, actually, I forgot to press record for the first 45 minutes of this podcast. And
You know that happens.
it does.
You'll
It
have
does.
that. That's a big saying around here. You'll have that.
You'll have that?
You'll have that. Like, you know,
You'll
so,
have that.
say like a buddy goes to the bar and then he's like, ah, shit. I went home with, so-and-so last night. Well, his buddy's like, hey,
You'll have that.
like, we weren't intentionally wanting to do it. Yeah, you'll have that from time to time, I think that's where it came from. We still have that from time to time. So the short version of it is like, you'll have that.
You'll have that.
Hey, bro, I'm there. No, literally, last weekend. What?
Hey, Eskimo Brothers.
No, it's COVID cases.
Jeez, man.
Hey,
You got your vaccine.
no, I haven't. My wife got hers. My wife's in the medical field, so and you know what? They need to roll that shit out to medical workers immediately. Like,
Yeah.
she's an MA for a clinic. I'm not saying the names or anything, but here in Janesville, and those girls there, they see everything. I mean, you have a broken finger, they see you for that. You have a ulcer, they see, because these are people going to their doctors. It's like,
Hold on a second, dude. Sorry, everybody, real quick. I don't know why.
are you not recording again?
No, it stopped recording. Oh, is it full? Card full.
Hello. Check.
Motherfucker! No way.
Passengers, if you would like to board the plane, there's exits to the front and rear.
Oh my god, bro.
We got today and tomorrow, dude.
Yep, no, that's good.
I gotta pee anyways. Figure out.
Thank you for tuning into this episode, and I apologize for the technical difficulties and also for the delay. This has been a whole new learning experience, which comes with a lot of mistakes, but I'm aiming to get better each and every day for y'all. Stay tuned for part 2, where we talk about what it was like growing up with the technology in the 90s.
And, I'm 8, 10 years old, whatever. I'm like, Grandma, here. There. See? Clock on the wall says it's 6:30. It says it's 6:30. You're just so smart. You kids.
You wizard.
All you have to do is put, you hold the button that says time an hour. And there wasn't even arrow up or down. You just go through. There's 12 hours in a day. So if you miss the 11 o'clock you
You
want.
have to do it all over again.